Alright everybody, so hi, this is Daryl again from easierstrengthtraining.com. Just recently finished an article basically talking about the guest post I did for peers about how I pretty much got lazy writing in my training journal. It's not necessarily something I would say you should do in terms of not writing in your training journal, but basically for a little bit I got a little lazy, felt like I didn't want to write it in it. It just kind of messed my state up. Recently, I've been getting back into weightlifting, specifically having bench press and deadlifts is one of my big goals. So I've been slowly working that back in, and one of the things with this article that just came about was how I've kind of changed my training journal. And in terms of, I'm focused more on the minimal effective amount. And basically that means is I'm just tracking the progress of what I need to, not necessarily things that are kind of, how should you say this? Not necessarily necessary for my training, but things that I don't feel like I need to write. So here I've kind of given you an example of how I would categorize it. Deadlifting is one of my big goals. I have two deadlifting barbell, whether that's with just the barbell, a 2-inch, so forth and so on, and also one-arm deadlifting, specifically with a 3.5-inch diameter handle. So in order to kind of give you an idea, whenever I'm doing my specific goal lifts, I'll have the specific lift down in my training journal. Meaning, whenever I can get to it, I'm going to do a one-arm deadlift here. I'm actually going to write that name. So instead of worrying about this category here, I'm more worried about my goal lift, the one-arm deadlift. What you'll see in my training journal is simply, I did it for 50 pounds by 4 with my right arm, 30 pounds by 4 for my right arm, left arm 30 pounds by 3, and left arm 25 pounds by 4, with a time of 3 minutes and 3 minutes and 21 seconds. The Adaptifier program that David kind of put out a while back does all the math for me and all that. So basically, when I finally get it, it just has whatever the averages and stuff tend to be. That's all I really care about for my purposes. Your purposes may vary, so just remember that. The next part, I've just kind of put whenever I do feel like writing contra-specifics or anything that I'm doing that I feel is somehow related to my training. I don't necessarily always write it. That's the big thing. Most of the time I'm writing the things that I feel like writing, especially when they pertain to my goal. Anything I feel like I don't need to do or anything I feel I don't feel like doing, I won't write it. But sometimes I will, and whenever I will, anything that I'm not really worried about working on or competing in, I'm not necessarily worried about their names. So here you have the category, lower body pulling. We kind of talked about that in the article, so hopefully I'll put a link to it so you can see it again. But you can see here that these blue are underlined. I don't know the specific names for these exercises. I do have a video clip of me doing them, so you'll be able to see that. But here is a Russian lunge, some weird lunge variation, I'm not sure. I consider anything Russian with the weird like knees moving in and out kind of thing. And then you'll put here kind of a little bit more specifically internal rotation of the hip. I did it with a 3-pound band for 4 and a 3 plus 7-pound band for 3. Not only that, but I have other variations here. So I basically, in this one workout that was done in 7 minutes and 34 seconds, did 5 almost seemingly different movements depending on who you're looking at or who's trying to classify them. Some would call them lunges, some would call them squats, some would have other funkier names for it. I got tired of trying to classify every little variation I did. So again, since I'm not too concerned with these movements, they're not my goal movements, they would literally just go in this lower body pulling category. You can see here again, 3 pounds, 3 plus 7. So this would be, this would equal 7 reps here. And then I did these movements here, 3 plus 10, 5, 10, 7. So that would be 22 reps. So all in my training journal, literally what I put is I wouldn't even worry about the names of it. I just simply have the weights in my training journal, the number of reps, number of sets, which would be 5. And then I would just put it under the category of lower body pulling. And that's pretty much what I'm going to put in my training journal coming up. So this gives you an idea of kind of how I've been doing things. If you have your own way, that's fine. This is just another way I'm kind of experimenting with. That seems to be working for me and kind of making me not worry so much about how I feel. Because, like I said before, the training journal just felt so daunting, trying to put every little thing down. So this is kind of giving me a way of doing that, keeping track of my progress, but at the same time doing it in a way that makes sense to me.